It has now been 5 years tonight since the first reported cases of COVID-19 in our state. On March 10th of 2020, 2 Metro Detroit residents tested positive for the virus. That's when Governor Gretchen Whitmer declared a state of emergency in an attempt to slow the spread. But of course, that was only the beginning. News Channel 3's Mackenzie Decker is live in studio after speaking with a public health expert and taking a look, Mackenzie, at where we are now.
Yeah, Andy, the COVID-19 pandemic drastically changed everyone's lives. Although we didn't know it at the time, we would soon be ordered to stay at home, wear masks, and social distance. Now, 5 years later, one health professional says there's a lot we can learn from that time, better preparing for what's next. It's been 5 years since the first reported cases of COVID-19 in the state of Michigan.
I don't think anybody could have anticipated that, and nor do I think anybody was quite ready for that.
The virus resulted in more than 40,000 deaths in the state, impacting countless other lives through quarantine orders and virtual interactions. Now, 5 years later, C.S. Mott, endowed professor of public health at Michigan State University, Todd Lucas, is looking back on that time.
COVID was proof of concept that we can come together in times of need like we did. But I think we also have an opportunity right now to try to learn from COVID and to better prepare in some ways.
One of the biggest takeaways post-pandemic, Lucas says more people are aware of health behavior and ways of protecting each other, following things like masking, social distancing, and vaccinations.
You know, if there's something positive, a silver lining to maybe come out of the pandemic, it could be this idea that science can move quickly when it needs to.
Lucas says the development of the COVID-19 vaccine is something he remembers as a success story. But while he commends how quickly those scientific discoveries were made, he says it's something we can learn from in terms of communication.
You know, what are the reasons that people resisted the way they did, and how can we do it better next time so that people generally are more receptive to those things.
Lucas says, looking forward, it's about making sure people understand the benefits while also feeling it's a personal choice, adding that treatments aren't effective if people aren't willing to use them.
Letting people know that it's still their choice, and maybe helping them to understand that it's a good choice, but ultimately that it's not something that's being mandated. It's something that really you should choose to do.
And as we remember the state of the world 5 years ago, Lucas says the reason to look back is to better prepare us for moving forward.
And, you know, we really don't know when the next health crisis is going to be, when the next virus is going to be. So now is the time that I think we have to prepare for those situations when they come.
Lucas also said, although it feels like we're post-pandemic in many ways, COVID is still around, adding that keeping up with COVID vaccines and boosters is the best way to keep us protected. Live in studio, Mackenzie Decker, News Channel 3.